Rashid was now doing well in his job, but every single day, a dream kept calling him. That dream was his own car. He often thought, how long will I keep working for others? I need to create my own identity. Friends, the greatest strength of a human being is his mindset. If the mindset is small, life also becomes small. But if the mindset is big, the destination becomes bigger too. And Rashid had decided to think big. He started saving little by little from his salary. Sometimes he skipped eating out. Sometimes he didn't buy new clothes. His friends mocked him. What will you achieve by saving so much? Enjoy life. But Rashid's face always showed confidence. He would reply, today I am holding back, so that tomorrow I can live freely. After years of saving, he finally started a small business. The beginning wasn't easy. Sometimes no customers came. Sometimes there were heavy losses. But Rashid never gave up. He worked day and night, slowly growing his business through his hard work. Have you ever noticed, when a person gives his all for his dream, the entire universe starts helping him? The same happened with Rashid. At first, customers came. Then those customers brought new customers. Soon, his business began to flourish. Now Rashid's income was rising. But he didn't waste money. Every month, he set aside some savings and thought, these are for my dream car. Every coin was a step toward his dream. But friends, no journey is without struggle. There came a time when his business suffered heavy losses. People began to say, this work is too hard for you, leave it. But Rashid had made up his mind. He told himself, if I give up now, my dream car will remain just a dream. So, he threw himself back into work. He worked day and night until he stood tall again. People were amazed at his determination, and that very determination became his true identity. After years of relentless effort, the day finally arrived. Rashid booked his dream car, and on the day of delivery, when he held the keys in his hand, tears rolled down his eyes. But those tears were not of defeat, they were tears of victory. He placed his parents inside the car and said, this is not just my victory, it's ours. His parents' eyes filled with tears of joy. They smiled and said, son, you have proven that hard work never goes to waste. Friends, this is the real lesson of life. Everyone faces difficulties, but the one who refuses to give up is the one who reaches his destination. And Rashid's story teaches us the same truth. Today, Rashid was not just the owner of a car. He had become the pride of his family. His hard work had set him apart from the crowd. And most importantly, he had proven that dreams do come true. All you need is courage and patience. When Rashid drove his car for the very first time, he realized that it wasn't just a vehicle. It was the result of his hard work, his sacrifices, and his patience. Every kilometer narrated the story of his struggles. But friends, the true beauty of dreams is not just in living them for yourself, but in living them for others too. Rashid thought, if I can reach this far, then why not help others reach their dreams too? From that very moment, his life took a new turn. He gathered the children of his neighborhood. He started helping them with their studies. Some didn't have books, so Rashid bought books for them with his own earnings. Some didn't even have shoes, so he arranged shoes for them. And most importantly, he taught every child that with hard work and patience, every dream can come true. Slowly, Rashid's business began to gain recognition. People started seeing him not just as a successful businessman, but as an inspiration. Even the media published his story. And one day, college students invited him to come and inspire them. Rashid walked onto the stage and said, friends, the greatest truth of life is that no dream is ever easy. But not being easy doesn't mean it's impossible. If you fall, rise again. If you fail, learn from it. And if you get tired, take rest. But never stop. The hall echoed with applause. There was a new spark in the students' eyes. They felt that if Rashid could do it, then they could too. Now Rashid's purpose in life was no longer limited to owning a car. The car was only a symbol of his hard work. But his real destination was igniting hope in people's hearts. He founded an organization and named it You Need Hope. Through this foundation, he began funding the education of poor children. He started visiting villages to give motivational sessions to the youth. And every time, by telling his story, he would say, "If I can do it, then you can too." Friends, the true joy of winning comes only when your victory turns someone else's defeat into their victory, when your effort becomes a path of light for others. And that is true success. Now think about it. A poor boy who once didn't even have shoes to go to school. The same boy today is giving thousands of children books and shoes. That is the power of hard work. Once a journalist asked him, "Rashid Bhai, now you have everything. A car, money, fame, respect. Yet why do you keep helping others day and night?" Rashid smiled and replied, "Because I remember those days when I was alone and no one helped me. Today, if I can help someone, then it is my duty." Friends, often we think that we need a lot of money to be happy, but the truth is, real happiness only comes when we make others happy. And Rashid had understood this secret. Pars today, when he drives his car, every child, every elder, every friend who sits in it becomes a part of that same dream. He makes every journey memorable. Friends, this story is not just Rashid's story. This is the story of every person who wants to rise above circumstances. The story of every person who wants to travel from poverty to prosperity. And the story of every person who believes that with hard work and patience, anything is possible. Remember, life tests us again and again, sometimes with poverty, sometimes with circumstances, and sometimes with people's taunts. But victory belongs only to those who stand firm till the very end. If today you don't have money, if you don't have resources, if people mock you, then remember, one day, all of this will become part of your story. And one day, people will salute your success. So friends, never compromise on your dreams. Because dreams are the power that keep us alive even in tough times. And hard work is the key that unlocks every dream.